Cheryl said after the last game that she had no doubt that you'd rebound today, and obviously it looked like that. But how did you kind of go about it? What changed for you, and how did you kind of deal with that back issue that you had to work through during the game?
I think just the mentality throughout the whole game is I want to leave it all that out there on the court and do whatever I can for my team. It's such a special group of women that I'm playing with this year, and so I want to give them my all because I expect the same from them, and I think that's why we have such a great team. And yeah, it was fun. I mean, I want to be out there on the court. I want to do everything I can. This is some of the last opportunities you have this year. You want to advance as much as you can, and we know that we bring it back to many that we have a really good chance, and we were able to execute that.
Cheryl, you said before the game that you need these two to play really well to have a chance to win. Just talk about what they did for you today.
Yeah, they played great, and when they play like this, we're hard to beat. I think the other supporting cast for us, they were solid, and I thought, for us, it really was about our defense. We were considerably better. That coupled with taking care of the ball a lot better than what we did last game, and we haven't done this very often, but we out points off turnovers them. That hasn't happened very often for us this season. So, yeah, I mean, I'll take these two any day of the week.
You guys went on a run in the third quarter. They answered with one of their own, but you kept holding them off and, eventually still capitalized that on the end of the game. What kind of kept sparking you guys to continue to hold them off on defense, but also create points of your own offensively?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was just a will. It didn't feel very good sitting up here the other day, knowing that we only scored 60 points, and watching the film and stuff, I just looked like we were a little bit tentative. So in those moments, I think we just needed to pick up our aggression and kind of throw caution to the wind, as Coach would say, and just give it everything that we have. So we knew they were going to make their runs, make their shots, things like that, get the crowd going, but we just had to keep continuing to answer. And we've been doing that all season. We've been in adverse situations all season, and we've continued to respond, and today was just another example of that. And now we get to go back home to Minnie to do it again.
Fee, when you came back this season, I know you felt like you needed to take a different role, more of a leadership role on a younger team. How did you go about doing that, and how did you kind of help guide the team back from the rough start that you guys had?
I think just coming in with the mentality that my role is a little bit different. It's a little bit bigger this year, and that's a great responsibility to have, and I think just going in with that, and when we were 0-6, I never doubted us for a second. I knew we had a lot of young people, a lot of new people, but the chemistry that we had off the court, we just needed to translate it to on the court. It took us a couple games to get through there, and we did have highs and lows throughout the season, but I never doubted us because of the will that we have to be better as a team and to play for each other is so strong, and so we can overcome a lot with that mentality.
This could be for either three of you. After Wednesday's game and then winning a playoff game on the road, what does that do confidence-wise going into this final game?
I mean, it feels awesome, It
feels good.
Yeah, especially we have such a great fan base, too, in Minnesota. We know the house is going to be packed. It's going to be loud. So we're really excited. And if we play like this again, we're so hard to beat. And it's fun to play that way. So I can't wait for the next game. After last game, we wanted to play another 40. I'm sure they feel the same way. But we're ready to go out there and leave it all on the court again.
Yeah, and it's just a special group. Like, we have special women in that locker room that really want to win, and they want to win for each other. And I think that's why we want to keep it going, too. Taking it back to Minnie and having a chance to do that after coming in here and winning on the road against a great team, we're excited about that.
And if I could add to that, the mindset that we've had all year is about growth. Just getting better. We haven't focused on results. And now we're in a situation where Fee in her young career took the huge step to be an MVP candidate for much of the season. Fee has an opportunity to put our team in position to win her first playoff series. We've won single elimination games in her young career, but not yet a playoff series. And so that's the next evolution. And I'm thrilled with the team that we put ourselves in this position to have a chance to, put Fee in that opportunity to take that next step.
Cheryl, I know there's been so much talk about Kayla, especially with the extension recently, but what does she mean to this team, especially when she's able to come out with the sort of game that she did today?
K-Mac has been sort of our resident will. her belief, not only in her ability, but her belief, with her, it's just kind of Batman, Robin, pick which night, which one's which. Their chemistry, their synergy is what this team feeds off of. But K-Mac's twice the vet that Fee is in terms of her experiences. And K-Mac's recognized that. I'm super proud of her for her leadership throughout the season. It's not always been easy when you're a veteran and you have, 2 rookies in the starting lineup. And, we've had some challenges. And K-Mac's, belief in herself and her will is what we've played off of. And she's been massive for us. And it's been super fun to watch.
For any of you, looking ahead to Wednesday's game, can you talk about what the crowd in Minnesota has provided for you all season and what you're expecting from them on Wednesday night?
Yeah, I can't wait. I mean, the number one thing that we always talk about is how great our fans are. Mm-hmm. It's a huge thing we use in recruiting. It's something we thank them for all the time because they truly are so loyal and they get up. It's like we have an extra advantage. I mean, we do. But it's like a 6-man out on the court because they're so loud and they give us such energy. So I can't wait for this Game 3. I know it's going to be so fun to play that at Mini, and I can't wait to do that in front of our fans.
They deserve it too, being able to get this on the road and know that we're coming back to play in a big game. We know they're going to come out and, we want to give it our best for them, So we're excited.
Kayla, I think it was one of the baskets you had in the last 2 minutes. You just showed a lot of emotion, and then on the other end, forced a turnover. I think Cheryl got in on that kind of energy too. What was it like playing in this atmosphere, and what does it mean to you to kind of take this back to Mini and be able to have the opportunity to close the deal?
I mean, this is what every athlete plays for, to play in the big moments, to have, play win or go home games and be able to have an impact. And, you can feel the momentum shift. Obviously it was like a 5-point game, I think. Being able to get down and make it a 7-point game and then getting a turnover, I mean, you go through the whole game with the ups and downs. So when you feel like you kind of have it, that's when the emotion comes out. You try to stay even-keeled as much as you can. But, I just want it so bad, and I want it for us. And, it's not just, wins and losses. It's just really everything that we've done all season long. It comes down to these types of moments. So I was just really excited. I'm just really, really proud, too. Like Coach said, we started 2 rookies in our starting lineup. We have an MVP candidate. We've been up and down all season long, injuries and everything. So in that moment, just knowing that our season's going to continue, I'm excited. I'm ready. We can throw it up again right now, and I'll play another 40 minutes.
From 0-6 to 40 minutes from the semifinals in the playoffs.
Yep. It's fun.
What else can you ask for?
We're going to pivot to the Zoom, starting with Kent.
Real quick for Fee, how did the back, did it just tighten up on you? Was there some contact and how did you play through that?
Yeah, I just stepped weird. It was just one of those things. I think it pinched a nerve or, my SI joint, I think it was. So, how that goes. It's just really sharp in the moment. It's nothing that's going to, hurt you long term, but it sucks in the moment. So I knew it was something I could push through. And obviously I want to be on the court, so I'll push through just about anything to be out there.
And I wanted to ask you, you've kind of been asked about this already, but I mean, after the game the other day, Coach said that of all the players, you probably wanted to play right away more than anyone because you wanted to make up for what had happened in Game 1. Just talk about responding and where that came from and kind of the payoff that you got.
Yeah, I was, really disappointed, obviously, in the outcome of the game and how I performed. And talking about earlier, my role on the team, I know what my job is. And so when you feel like you don't do your job and you let your team down, of course you want to go out there and prove yourself to them and to yourself again. So I wanted to get out there again, and I knew that obviously I can't repeat that this game because I love my team just as much as they love me, and I want to show up for them and do my job just as I expect them to do their job every day. And when that happens, you saw the outcome. It's so fun to play that way. It's fun to get a road win and then take it home, and I just love this team. So yeah, I want to do well for them.
And for Coach, 2 quick ones. First, just talk about the grit of the team after Connecticut cut it to 2 points. And second of all, just talk about the difference in dynamic when you're kind of coming back from a disappointing loss to now having to kind of sustain what you did here against a Connecticut team that will bring it all on Wednesday.
Well, I mean, we talked about this in the locker room on Wednesday, that the lows are low It's a series, and the highs are high. Been a part of a lot of them, and there's just no escaping that. It's just a 3-game series, and so obviously the heightened feel of kind of going through that game. We knew that we could control our own destiny with our effort. Things that we did not get done, we knew we were going to get done in this game, and we felt like if we, just put it out there physically. And tried to execute, some small things, that we'd be in position to win the game. And you could live with that, whatever happens. And so, much like Wednesday, the same thing is true. Their locker room, is low. Our locker room is high. And much like the last game, nothing matters that happened in game 1 or game 2 for game 3. It's a brand new situation. Mm-hmm. And, both teams will be ready to play on Wednesday night.
Jack?
Hey, Cheryl, for you, Fee has scored less than 20 points in a game, I believe, 15 times or 16 times this season. And now in 13 of the games after that, she's responded with a game of 20 points or more. Especially given the stakes today, just what do you think about her allows her to always never let maybe one down scoring game turn into a second one?
I just think who Fee is. We've since the first time she stepped foot into a Lynx gym, what we learned about her is just her emotional maturity. She's the same all the time, whether we're in difficult moments, great moments, I'm yelling at her or I'm not yelling at her, whatever it is, she's the same. And I recall mentioning to her parents how thankful I was at the job that they did in raising her, because it's what makes her super special. And, it's that sort of way about her belief in herself and her want to, and she's awfully good. I mean, Napheesa Collier is a hell of a basketball player. And so you can't hold those kind of players down. And so I was confident that Fee was going to play great. I didn't know what the outcome was going to be, but I knew that these two would play great.
And Fee, for you, is this just one of those games where you feel like you can't lose because Kayla McBride is on the floor with you?
Yeah, I saw a stat somewhere that's like, if Max scores 20 or more, we win every time. I think I saw that stat somewhere.
Is that why she's shooting so much?
Yeah.
80%.
Yeah, it's so fun to play with Mac. I think we just have a really great chemistry on the floor. I don't know what, playing together for so long, our games, it just feels like they align. So it's so fun to be out there with her. Mm-hmm. The leadership that she brings has been awesome this year. So I'm really thankful to have her, and to get in those moments, to see her do well, to see her do her thing, it's really fun. So I had a great time this season, and I want to, keep going for the next years. Since we got a contract extension.
Right. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon.
And then last one, Kayla, for you. When Fee went down and you guys kind of got back on your heels a little bit, BC hit a couple of huge shots. You got in there with a couple of huge ones. Just what do you think that those moments did for your team, and what was your message to your teammates when Fee was down there?
Well, yeah, obviously I don't want to see Fee go down ever. She's been carrying us in so many ways all season long. But what I said was just everybody needs to step up. Everybody needs to stay aggressive. And BC hit a shot in the corner. I think I took a 3. Rachel got an offensive rebound, put it back up. Those plays are what kept us in the game. So it was just kind of a total group effort. And I just wanted everybody to stay on 10, because when we were intense, especially on the defensive end and getting stops, playing in transition, everybody's being aggressive. That makes up for it, because we can't do it just one person to make up for what Fee does, but everybody. And I just wanted us to have a collective will to stay in it, because they were making a run. I knew once they saw Fee go down, whatever. And I was really proud of how we responded. And it was mostly, it was our bench too. I think Rach and Bridge, they really stepped up. Tiff went down, Rach came in. So, it's been like that all season long. And so I think in those moments we were ready for it, and I was proud of how we responded.
Thank you all.
Thanks.
And we'll wrap with a question from Tiffany.
Oh,
You're
you can't
muted.
hear. You're muted. Uh-oh.
Coach, can you tell me a little bit about what you looked at from Friday and worked on to carry it over to this game?
I didn't hear that.
I can't hear it either.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Sorry, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can. Who is this? I'm sorry.
Okay. It's Tiffany from News Talk New England. Can you tell me a little bit about, Coach, what you looked at from Friday's game and carried it over to work on for today's game?
What do we look for in Friday's game?
Could you type it in the chat or something?
Sorry, we can't hear.
Hold on, let me-
Sorry.
Play Friday.
Any last questions?
Was he going to type in the chat? No go?
Oh, there's no chat.
No
Sorry.
chat. Oh, okay.
We can't hear
so
you.
sorry.
Sorry.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.